All right, let's jump right in. We're about to connect two things you've probably never mashed together in your head before: a dreamy, tropical vacation and, well, the future of the internet. I know, it sounds a little weird, but stick with me. You're about to see how a gorgeous getaway in a place called Curaçao is giving us all a really fascinating glimpse of what's coming next.
I mean, just picture it. The sun, the beach, a beautiful place to stay, the chance to finally truly unplug. It's something we all dream about, right? That perfect escape where you don't have to worry about a thing. Just soak it all in. Hold on to that feeling. Because this is where the story takes a really interesting twist. That exact same dream vacation spot is also, kind of quietly, a pioneer. It's adopting a whole new kind of technology that's making us rethink everything we know about who owns what on the internet. This is where Web3 meets Wanderlust. To really get this, we've got to go somewhere specific. Let's ground this whole idea in the real world and meet our main character, a beautiful, stylish apartment rental in Curaçao. It's called Casa Palapa 19. And this place, it's just incredible. We're talking more than 350 days of guaranteed sunshine a year. You've got over 30 beautiful beaches nearby, tons of great restaurants, and private beach access. This is not some random condo. It is a perfectly curated Caribbean escape. And you can just feel that special touch from what real people are saying. Guests, Sarah and John, they called it a dream come true. And that's it, right? That's the goal for any small business, to create an experience so amazing that people just have to talk about it. But, creating that magic is only half the battle. Which brings us to the big problem. It really doesn't matter how perfect your rental is if nobody can find it. And this is the challenge that so many small businesses are up against every single day in this huge, noisy, crowded digital world. So that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? How do you possibly stand out when you are this one special place competing against literally millions of other listings on these giant platforms? How do you get your unique story, that dream come true experience, in front of the right people?
Well, Casa Palapa 19 did something pretty bold. Instead of just trying to play the old game better, they decided to jump into a whole new arena. They stepped into the world of Web3 to find a totally new way to connect directly with people. The specific tool they're using is called LinkHub. Now, it's not your typical app or website. It's what's known as a dApp, which is short for a decentralized application. And trust me, that one little D at the beginning, it changes everything.
So what on earth is a dApp? To put it simply, it's an app that doesn't live on servers owned by some giant tech company. Instead, it runs on a shared network that nobody owns, like a blockchain. What that means is no single person or company can control it, shut it down, or suddenly change all the rules on you. And here's where the rubber really meets the road. It all comes down to control. With the traditional social profile, the platform controls your page, they own your data, they can even delete your account if they want. But with a decentralized profile like the one on LinkHub, Casa Palapa 19 is in charge. They own their data. Their online presence can't just be erased. They're in the driver's seat. And this goes way beyond just one single tool. Casa Palapa 19 wasn't just acting alone here. They plugged themselves into an entire digital economy called the SportsFuture ecosystem. They're tapping into the power of a much, much bigger network. And listen, we are not talking about some tiny little side project. This ecosystem has already processed over 4 million transactions. That number isn't just a statistic. It tells you that this is a real, living, breathing economy that is active and it's growing. It gives a project like this real weight. So this whole ecosystem is built on a platform called Apertum, and it connects all these different dApps together. So you have LinkHub for their profile, but you also have marketplaces like Open Plaza and other tools like DAO1. By joining this, Casa Palapa 19 is suddenly showcasing their rental to a whole new audience of people who are already into this stuff. Okay, so this is all really cool for marketing, right? But what's happening here is actually cracking the door open to something way bigger. We're getting a look at what might just be the future of how we own and invest in things, especially things like real estate. This whole setup opens the door for something called tokenized assets. Now, you've probably heard this buzzword thrown around, but what does it actually mean? What does it mean to tokenize a physical thing, like a vacation home? Let's break it down. It's pretty simple, actually. Step 1, you figure out what a real-world asset like this apartment is worth. Step 2, you convert that value into digital tokens that live on a blockchain. And step 3, people can then buy, sell, and trade these tokens. Each token represents a tiny little piece of ownership in the actual property. It's a way to make investing in real estate way more accessible for everyone. So think about where we started. We started with a beautiful vacation rental, and we ended up talking about decentralized networks and fractional ownership of property. What Casa Palapa 19 is doing, it might seem small, but it's a really powerful example of a much bigger shift that's happening. And it really makes you wonder, is this the future? Are more small businesses going to start turning to the blockchain for their marketing, for raising money, for connecting with customers? I guess only time will tell.